Welcome to Scripts and Giggles with Shoshanna
and DJ Mugs out.
I'm so done. Are you calling yourself DJ because we just watched a really, really cute video?
DJ Mugs out. Imagine if you listen to the world's greatest hits recently, and every song started with DJ Mugs out.
That's just like DJ Khaled.
Yeah, that's what I want my job to be.
Oh,
I'm tired of doing work.
Oh my gosh.
Shoshanna this week has made me feel like, why am I working so hard? Let me just become a person who just
shouts DJ all the time. DJ.
Appears on other people's work. I'm tired of doing work. I'm tired of it.
You want to be the co-creator. So what will end up happening?
I want to be the co-creator.
Because you will end up being, that will be a job.
I want to be the hype man.
Yeah, but then you still have a job.
I'll be Lil Jon.
But
okay.
But that is still a job. Like, you need to know what beat you have to come into to drive your hype.
No.
Then...
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come into the session. You're going to have already recorded 75% of your song. Like, do you know this song's sick? Do you know what it needs? DJ Mugs out!
Oh my god.
The song is sick.
I'm actually finished. But
That's
I hate...
me recently.
The thing is that I sometimes like when DJ Khaled drops in. But other times I'm like... This song didn't need it, but in the same breath, I always remember the ad lib. So if I had a song without the DJ Khaled,
what's your favourite DJ Khaled coming in?
Wow. Wow. Well, actually, this doesn't really jump in that much.
My favourite is that Drake song. What's that song? I'm on one. On one. I think it's called On One.
Yeah. He is on one.
Yeah, he is on one.
Normally.
And DJ said, DJ Khaled at the beginning. That's it. I don't think this is another thing.
Yeah, I don't think that... But you know he's getting his cred. He's getting his credit. He's getting his money.
No. That's who I want to be, DJ Khaled. Yeah. That's where I want to be.
But I feel like... How many times do you think he's had to practice that in the booth?
Record it and they go, that sounds a bit flat, actually.
Should I try it one more time?
Just had a bit more excited when you say it. He's like, oh, DJ Khaled. Like, no, that sounds sad.
Yeah.
DJ Khaled. Don't like that either. DJ Khaled.
He's like, can I use some auto-tune on there? DJ Khaled.
And you know, if you go to a DJ Khaled show, it's just him being like, we the best music! He doesn't have a single rap. Nothing. He just comes out, he introduces the act, they sing the song and he goes, we the best music!
But that's how I feel about, like, if you know the Christian Girlies there, you will know Kirk Franklin. That's all he did.
No, he did a bit more.
I know he did, he plays piano and music. And
he does the bit in the refrain in the middle where he's going.
Yeah, he's not clapping.
He does a little bit before that.
Yeah, but he doesn't sing the songs. He just like tells.
He'll come out and be like, if you've worked too hard this week, you want the Lord to hear your prayers? Let me hear a and you're like, wow, thank God for Kirk Franklin.
The good thing, because I've sang in choirs before, sometimes you forget your lines, and when you have someone goes and they just say the next line, you're like, oh, thank you so much, and then you start singing again.
I've been working so hard. That is so him.
It really is.
Starts the line for you.
Yeah, and then continue it. So, I mean, he did a bit more, but the whole time I was like, what does his singing voice sound like?
He doesn't sing.
I'm like, but he must
He
sing.
intros every song being like, when you've been through the hardest struggles in your life. And you can hear the choir doing the in the background. Exactly that. And you feel like God doesn't see you anymore. I want you to lift up your hands in prayer and say, and worship the Lamb. And that's what the song Start the song. You know what's coming.
Every single song is a bit of an essay, a bit of a monologue, and then you kick in.
I swear the beginning of Now Behold the Lamb is just him saying the lines.
Yeah, it's true. Now Behold the Lamb.
Yeah, and then there's the precious Lamb. Oh, God.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. And live again.
The precious. Oh, God. He does the whole song for them.
That basically, he's probably written the song, composed a song, did all the elements, the beats, and then the choir just there to sing. And he's like, okay, you know what? I just want everyone to know it's my stamp. Yeah. Let's start.
Just in case you didn't know the line is the precious
lamb. The precious lamb.
Born to sing. Come on, guys. He didn't actually mean to put that in the recording.
No. Because you had the original, it's just the choir.
Yeah. He's like, oh, who put the rehearsal in? That's so awkward. I didn't want they didn't know the lines, they didn't. I had to tell them.
I mean, that's how they probably first discovered Kirk Franklin. It's like, we were doing a rehearsal, it just wasn't working. And I realised I needed to put my voice in there.
It was like, born it to sing!
To sing. And then you hear it back and like, you know what, it's really working.
It really does.
You know, it's really zing, you know.
Who's that person losing their shit? I'm really thinking of every line. What don't you understand? It's born it to sing! God!
Oh, gosh. But yeah, we saw a video of a baby, DJ Fresh.
DJ Fresh, he was actually... No, he wasn't. That was the DJ that he was talking to. His name was something Junior, I can't remember.
I don't know. Well, he was a 3-year-old baby who was DJing.
He won South Africa's Got Talent in 2015.
So he must be like...
As a 3-year-old DJ.
He's not 7 years old. I wonder what he's doing.
He's 11.
Oh. Can you imagine him to do like
he's
where are they now? And like, no, he gets like...
He's not going to school. If I was
true. I'm making money. Oh, no.
I made 200k.
No, then he's like 21. He's like, you know what? All I really want to do was be
21. He's on drugs.
Yeah, no.
Doing his memoir of like, when I was free, all I wanted to do was learn shapes, and my dad made me learn.
The only shapes I know is the one, the circular
knobs. Shapes on the fucking.
God. No, it's been an interesting week.
It has.
But so many fun things.
So many fun things. Name one of the fun things.
I mean, I'm talking about pop culture.
Thank you.
Don't even want to talk about life.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say fun things happen in life.
No, like this is not the moment. We will do that one day.
March is proving to be... If I was going to call 2023, I would say wall-to-wall chaos.
I have a word for each month. I'm not going to reveal it now. Maybe at the end of the year.
I can't wait.
I'll reveal it at the end of the year.
March has felt to me to be, oh, maybe today I'll have time to look at my... Oh, no.
No, not today.
No. That's
not
been
today.
Every day. I had a chat with my assistant today and I said... he said to me, oh, is there anything else we want to do next week? And I had to really frankly say, it's taking you a week to do one task. Why don't you do the task I asked you to do before you... I felt bad, but I was like, what are we really saying right now?
No.
You're feeding yourself and you want to be like, oh, I'm going to be done in You're not going to be done because you haven't been done to this point.
Manage your expectation.
Exactly. Explain to me how you're going to suddenly do a week's worth of work in 2 days. I'm sorry. Can I just say, 2023 is obviously going to be the year of me figuring out my managing style.
Yeah.
And currently is, I hate to break it to you, you're not as sick as you think you are.
Oh my God. You do that to us as friends.
Yeah, I need to work on it. If I want to find a husband someday, I need to figure out a nice way to tell someone they ain't shit. Because enough people have brought up to my attention that they're like, yeah, you keep me humble. You keep me telling me about myself. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even mean to. But the truth of the matter is, it's taking you a week to do a task I could have done in 2 days. Please. Please!
Oh, God.
Why don't you finish that?
Oh, God.
You want to run before you can walk. The Icarus flying too close to the sun, honey.
Wow.
You haven't put the wings on yet.
Wow.
You're still on the ground talking to your dad. Should I put these wings on? Why don't you focus on that before you start talking about the sun?
The poor guy.
I don't want to hear it.
Girl.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. When I was starting out...
Yeah, you know what?
They piled tasks on my table. I said, let me just keep my head down.
They're piling tasks on your head.
Exactly. Assuming... I was talking kids nowadays, and I'm talking about people 25 and under.
Gen Zs.
Really feel like, I've done some work. Make me the CEO. Grow up.
Come on. You know why? Because they're watching TikTok where everyone's like, I became CEO at age 25.
In 2 days.
It's how you can make...
It's pathetic.
Yeah, I know.
You haven't any experience of anything. It shows. Why don't you just try and be good at the job you already have before you start thinking about a second job?
Yeah.
Because you're not even good at that yet.
Yeah.
Anyway... let's get on to pop culture news.
Let's just do it.
Before I destroy some other people's careers.
Let's just do it now. So, this week, the Bafta TV Awards released their nominations.
Woo.
And yeah, so there's a whole list.
We've been nominated 8 times.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Been nominated for Best Podcast.
So finished. Why was I believing this? I was thinking, have we? I thought you meant from like work. You've been nominated.
Really cool podcast.
Yeah.
Really great host of a podcast.
Yeah.
Hottest podcast.
Host.
So I said single host. Edgiest podcast. Most current podcast. Podcast about TV.
Yeah, best pop culture news.
Best pop culture news. That's the 8.
If
been nominated
if you agree, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, tell a friend.
Call Bafta.
Yeah, tell them.
Bafta should branch into podcast awards, I think.
They should. I think that's probably the next thing. It'd be like Bafta film, Bafta TV, Bafta audio.
They have Bafta games.
Oh yeah, they do have games. So yeah, I think podcast is
Bafta children's TV.
Yeah, Bafta children.
So
that's what they recent.
Podcast Bafta. Come on now.
Yeah, or Bafta radio.
Bafta radio.
Yeah, I think that's where it's going.
Bafta radio.
But overall, so in terms of the nominations, this is going to her, and the Responder led the nominations.
That's so interesting.
I've never watched a Responder
drama series. This is going to her. Is not nominated.
No, it's not.
Isn't that weird?
It's weird. The nominations are for Bad Sisters, The Responder, Sherwood, and Somewhere Boy. And I'll be honest, I've not seen one single show.
I've seen The Responder, Sherwood, Somewhere Boy. Just the first episode of Somewhere Boy. And I've seen all 3.
Where are all these shows from? BBC?
Bad Sisters, Apple. Responder, BBC. Sherwood, BBC. Somewhere Boy, Channel
4. Okay. Which one would you say is...
Oof. I'm going to say...
Not one.
Honestly, all of these are mediocre to me.
No!
I liked The Responder because I like Martin Freeman.
Okay.
I don't think The Responder did anything...
Oh, was he in that one?
Yeah, I don't think The Responder did anything that Our Procedure doesn't do.
Yeah.
Bad Sisters, great cast. I think I would have liked it. I don't know what it was, I just didn't continue it. It's set in Ireland, which is fun.
Yeah.
I feel like we've had a good year for shows that are set in Ireland, actually.
Yeah.
So, like that. Sherwood, set in Nottingham.
Okay.
Written by James Graham, about a murder that takes place with a crossbow that divides this mining town, this ex-mining town.
Okay.
I watched I think it's a 4-parter. I watched all 4 episodes.
Okay. Nothing
fine.
much. Oh, wow.
Somewhere Boy is about a boy whose dad has lied to him his entire life that there are monsters outside of his house.
Oh my god.
His dad then passes away and his aunt has to take him in, and he sort of has a very rude awakening to what the world is like. So he's spent his life thinking leaving the house is going to kill him. Wow. And now he's living in a suburb with his aunt. Like, oh, my dad's lied to me for, 15, 16 years. I want to watch more of it, but I don't know. It didn't grab me. I think the issue with all 4 of these shows is that they're not game changers.
Yeah.
They're just perfectly serviceable TV shows.
You feel like you've seen these type of shows before.
Your life has not changed for having watched them.
I would say, based on the premise alone of what you described, I think Somewhere Boy...
Sounds the most exciting.
Not the most exciting, but I think that in terms of an award... Not like a award
Written
contender...
by a new writer as well.
Sorry?
Written by a new writer as well.
Oh, that's okay. Interesting.
Sherwood, James Graham has been writing...
Yeah.
Quite a prolific playwright. Responder, Tony Grassoni, he's been writing for TV for a while. Bad Sisters, I don't know who wrote Bad Sisters actually. I think it's Sharon Horgan who wrote Catastrophe. So,
oh, interesting.
I
think the premise of Somewhere Boy feels like it has awards contention around it because it's like it seems really interesting. I don't know. I don't think I would watch any of the shows. I'll be honest. Maybe because of Martin Freeman, maybe Responder, maybe
he's doing a very question mark Liverpool accent.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Let's move on to miniseries.
Yeah, miniseries. So we have Aspire Mum Friends, Mood, The Thief, His Wife, and the Canal. And this is going to her. So this is going to her as part of the miniseries. Yeah. There are 2 shows that we've talked about on this podcast. Yeah. One we did a full review, and one we talked about in our top shows of the year. I'm surprised Mood is in contention.
I'm surprised Mood is in.
Because I'm not saying that it's not BAFTA worthy. I just didn't think it was. No shade to the creator.
Nicole Leckie.
Yeah.
I felt like Mood, for what it was, as in what it was trying to do, nothing... Yeah. There was nothing else on the channel at that point that did what... There's nothing else that's come out that's tried to be a musical drama.
It's ambitious, ambitious.
So I appreciate what it was trying to do. Did it absolutely execute? Go back and listen to our review of Mood.
Yeah.
My vote would be This Is Going to Hurt.
Same.
It moved me when I watched it.
I wasn't moved, as you heard from my review. If you want to take a listen to our episode about top shows of 2022. But I think the two that I've seen, it's more interesting.
Yeah, The Thief, His Wife and the Canoe I watched the first episode of, and actually it's very much the type of show that I would watch, about someone faking their own death. Like, I'm really interested in that. I don't know why. I think it was because it was on ITV, and I feel awful, but I cannot stand ITV Hub, ITVX. I don't want to have to watch ads when I watch something on a streaming show. It drives me crazy, and I'm not paying for it.
Well, I've got a point when we do our review about how I've been able to circumvent the ads.
Can't wait to hear. But for me, it's Spy Among Friends and The Thief, His Wife and the Canoe are probably perfectly good shows. I just haven't seen them.
Okay. International, I found this is the most interesting, but I think it's because I relate to this one more. So in the international category, we have The Bear, we have Dharma, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, we have Wednesday, Osikine. I'm sorry I butchered that.
I thought it was Usikine.
Osikine, maybe.
I don't know.
I've
never heard of it.
I've never heard of it either.
Pachinko
from Apple TV Plus, and The White Lotus.
This is a hotly for me. This is the one that's like, oh.
Well, yeah, this is the one. I mean, we talked about 1, 2, 3 of the shows we've reviewed, and then we've made reference to Dharma, for instance.
Who's your vote?
I'm gonna give it to The Bear.
So am I.
Because as I said, it was our number 1 show of the year.
Loved The Bear.
The Bear.
I loved White Lotus, but I loved The Bear.
Like, I think
it's because it's off the first season. Like, White Lotus, we know what they like. This was a solid second season.
Exactly. But The Bear's a brand new series, brand new IP.
Came out kicking and screaming.
I mean, literally.
I also wonder who will come out for it. Did they get the hot, sexy cast?
Maybe they'll get the main guy.
I don't think they will.
Honestly, if he's filming, if he's doing something in London, maybe, or maybe they'll get Io.
Nah. I think they're getting the execs. They might get 1 or 2 actors actually. Maybe 1 actor, 1 exec.
Maybe. I think they'll get an actor. I think they'll get Io. I'm gonna
work Io.
Yeah,
text us if you're here. It'd be great to get grab dinner or something.
Exactly. No. Leading actress, we have Billie Piper in I Hate Susie 2. We have Imelda Staunton in The Crown. We have Kate Winslet for I Am Ruth, Maxine Peake for Anne, Sarah Lancashire for Julia, and we have Vicky McClure from Without.
Give it to Billie Piper.
I think Give
it to Billie Piper.
I do think.
What do you think Billie Piper's full name is?
Billie Piper.
What is Billie short for?
Billie.
Wilhelmina.
Billie. Ooh.
What is it short for?
I'm googling it now.
You're gonna say Josephine.
No,
Billie is your full name, Josephine.
No, she was born Leanne Paula Piper. Even more random.
What?
How would you say that name?
Leanne.
So Leanne Paul Piper, but the Leanne is spelled Leian. Maybe it's Leanne.
That's even worse. It's Leanne.
So actually, it's Billie Paul Piper. But so either way, she has a masculine.
Billie is short for Leanne. Lily, Billie.
Billie. Oh, wild.
I don't like that.
No,
sorry.
I mean, she.
I know that's your real name, but I
can't believe even. Because to me, Billie Piper was Billie Piper.
William Piper. So I was thinking, I thought, there's no way I know it's
while I'm here, I'm gonna just give my. Because some people do give their daughters. Sorry, what's it called?
Billicent.
Oh, is that what they call it?
See, I
thought you meant like they give them like masculine names, especially in the man's world that we live in.
No, like Charlie. That's short for Charlotte.
Yeah, also they could just call them Charlie.
I would never do that.
You could just call your child Charlie.
Bill.
Or Bill.
I'm just naming my child William. How about that?
Just call it Paul. Her middle name is Paul.
Do they think she was going to be a dude or something? What the hell?
Maybe they
They're
did.
going to call her Lee Paul Piper. She's trying to be a woman.
It's like, Paul Piper. And then change it to Billy. But then...
Bill Piper.
Bill Piper. Out of these shows, I've only watched The Crown and I Hate Susie 2. The only reason I was like, wait, because I think that Imelda Staunton, I don't think she's the best queen. She's not my favourite queen. But just given the context of the queen.
I haven't seen her. Oh, because the queen died?
Yeah.
So you think they're going to give her to
because she's the most modern, the most up-to-date queen.
Work.
So,
I think it should go to Billie Piper. I think her performance in I Hate Susie is brilliant. So
chaotic.
I Hate Susie 2. Who's next?
So leading actor, we have Ben Wishaw thought this is going to hurt.
But
Chask Spencer. Why am I always expected to read these names?
It's actually very funny how it's always you.
Yeah, because it's a mess. The English.
Cillian
Murphy for Peaky Blinders.
Gary
Oldman for Slow Horses. Martin Freeman for The Responder. And Tara Egerton for Blackbird.
This is a tight one because basically Cillian Murphy. Oh, I think it's Killian.
I don't know.
Email us, Killian.
Yeah.
I think it's Killian.
Yeah.
I don't know. Basically, it's the last ever season of Peaky Blinders, and it feels like when they gave John Hammer Emmy for Mad Men. He was nominated every single season, never got it. Final season they gave it to him.
Yeah, so maybe this is his moment.
Yeah, Gary Oldman is quite good in Slow Horses. I've only ever seen the first ep. Like I said, I've watched all of The Responder. I think Martin Freeman's quite good in it.
And this is going to hurt as well.
I'm biased. I love Ben Whishaw.
Same.
Ben Wishaw's been brilliant at everything I've ever seen.
I do have a soft spot for him.
Give it to Ben Whishaw.
Yeah.
That's my...
I think I would go... I haven't watched loads of these shows, so...
But I also think I'd be more excited to see...
Cillian.
Killian. Go up there and be like, thanks.
Literally, he won't say anything. He'll just raise the Bafta statue, nod his head and walk off.
Cheers for him.
And he would look so chill.
Yeah, whereas Ben Whishaw would be like, I want to thank the Academy.
Yeah, like, yes, mate, wrong award show. Female performers in a comedy program, we have Daisy May Cooper for Am I Being Unreasonable, Diane Morgan for Conk and Earth, Lucy Beaumont for Meet the Richardsons, Natasha Demetriou. Is she related to Jamie Demetriou?
Yeah, she's in Staffless Fats.
Crap. And yeah, Natasha, that's what she's nominated for. Siobhan McSweeney, for Derry Girls, and Taj Atwal for Whole Razors. Love that name. I've not watched that show, but I have watched. I've watched one.
It's on my to-do list.
Yeah, I've watched 3 out of the 7.
I've watched 1, 2. I've watched 2. I've watched 2. So Derry Girls.
I've watched the most recent.
I think it should go to, based on what I've seen, Daisy May Cooper in Am I Being Unreasonable? But only because I've seen that show. If we're talking about genuine comedies, I actually think it should go to Natasha Demetriou.
So I've seen Derry and I've seen Conk on Earth.
I think Diane Morgan's brilliant.
And I think I liked Conk on Earth, but I felt like it's so repetitive, the type of comedy it is, and so. But I feel like people do love her, so I feel like she may be up there.
Conk on anything is brilliant.
Don't get me, it's
on
funny.
the weekly Newswipe, which we don't have anymore.
Funny.
And the Newswipe of the yearly wipe, whatever it was, the Charlie Brooker thing for BBC.
Okay,
whenever her bits were always so fun. Yeah. So
I think she's really talented. So I think really if from an awards board's perspective, if I was to put that hat on, I think it would be her.
I also think of all of them, she's the only one I think we haven't seen do an awards speech.
And can you imagine she does it in the
it'd be brilliant.
It would be funny.
Daisy's won for This Country before.
Oh, has she?
Yeah.
Is Natasha Demetriou, which I discovered is related to Jamie Demetriou, Ellie and Natasha, is that a
sketch show?
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Male performers in a comedy program, we have Daniel Radcliffe for Weird, the Al Yankovic Story. For the Roku channel.
Start that again.
Yeah. Daniel Radcliffe.
Weird Al Yankovic. Okay, start that again, because that was crazy.
Daniel Radcliffe.
For Weird, the Al Yankovic Story.
So for the Roku channel, I have a Roku stick.
I thought the Weird Al story. I thought the Weird Al thing was a film. I didn't realise it was a series.
Interesting, yeah, I didn't know.
He's a really interesting casting because he looks nothing like Weird Al, but I remember seeing like stills and I thought this looks like it's gonna be really funny, and Weird Al is funny, so that feels like a good casting.
You haven't watched it though?
No.
Okay. John Poynton for Big Boys.
Yep.
Joseph Gilgan for Brassic. Lenny Rush for Am I Being Unreasonable? Matt Berry for What We Do in the Shadows. And Stephen Merchant for The Outlaws.
I haven't seen that, but...
Yeah, Bram. Everyone gets a Bram.
Apart from Paul Daniel Radcliffe and Paul John Poynter. I haven't seen Big Boys, but I want to.
I've seen Brassic, but not the most recent series.
I will go to my grave...
But Am I Being Unreasonable?
About Joseph Gilgan. I think he's absolutely brilliant. He was on Emmerdale. Don't laugh. He was on Emmerdale, and he was on Misfits, which is my absolute favourite shows of all time. I will follow him into the apocalypse.
Oh, wow. Don't know. There's guys out there I know you've done that.
No, I actually really do.
Not this dude.
I love
not this dude.
He's so brilliant.
Oh,
he's so good as an actor. He's so funny.
I think
his timing is brilliant. He was great at Emmerdale. I'm sorry. He was on Emmerdale when he was like 18. And he absolutely slapped. I feel like it's very hard to slap on Emmerdale.
Yeah, no, it's true.
And he slapped.
Some of these guys start from Emmerdale and then they, end up...
The girlie in You from last week, he said this girlie. I remember I told you. Really? I back my soap girlies. No, soap girlies who make it big, I back 100%. And so I back him 100%.
My next question was Giggles.
Joseph? Have some respect.
As I've known him and seen him, they call him Joe.
Where did you see him that you got to call him Joe?
We're not talking about that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that I feel like his character on Brassic and him in real life is not too apart.
No, it's based on him.
Yeah. Okay, cool. At least I can say that he's unhinged.
Wow, that's actually really messed up. He's bipolar. So for you to say that, you'll go in jail. Put her in jail.
No,
she is a criminal. I can't believe you said that.
No, because I didn't know.
It's based on him.
I didn't know he was bipolar.
He's bipolar.
Sorry, I didn't know that.
Ladles.
Anyway,
cancel Shoshanna.
No.
Every week cancel Shoshanna.
We're moving on. Supporting actor. We have Dill Actor for Sherwood, Jack Lowden for Slow Horses, Josh Finnan for The Responder, Salem Dorr for The Crown, Samuel Bottomley for Somewhere Boy, and Will Sharp for The White Lotus.
Give it to Adil Akhtar. Adil Akhtar is in Utopia. I backed my boys from Channel 4. Misfits and Utopia are my top shows, and I will worship these men until they die. Adil, I saw in Brixton once.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I was at a restaurant eating lunch, and he was at the next restaurant over.
Did you have a
he
chat?
was in Brixton Village. You know how tight a thing that is. You're at one restaurant, someone's at another restaurant. He was just there with his kid eating food. And I said, isn't that the guy from Utopia? And everyone went, I don't know what that is.
I feel like he would be that kind of guy. So
he's very good in Sherwood.
Oh, nice. All right, supporting actress. We have Adeleo.
Adeleo. You should be able to say this. This is your man. Say again.
Adeleo Adedeo.
Why are you saying it with an accent? Why are you saying it with an accent?
I feel like it will become more clear about it.
Adeleo Adedeo.
Who was it? I'm not lying. There's someone when they say things in certain languages, they say it in it's Spanish. They will then just turn the code switch.
Right, so go on.
Adelayo, Adedeo.
There was a guy called Babs. His name was Baba Today Adedeo, and then we turned it into a song, and the song was Baba Today Adedeo.
Maybe that's what I was thinking about, but I didn't listen to that song. I didn't know.
The full song was Baba Today Adedeo, ha 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 ha. That was the whole song.
Oh my gosh.
We only call it Babs.
Yeah. We have Anne-Marie Duff for Bad Sisters.
Yeah.
We have Fiona Shaw for Andor. Jasmine Jobson for Top Boy.
Blah.
We have Leslie Manville for Sherwood. Blah. We have Saffron Hockin for Top Boy. Oh, Top Boy is really going for it.
But who I think plays Jasmine's sister in the series.
I'm not gonna lie, I've not seen one single title on this.
Listen, Adedeo, is good in the Responder.
Okay.
It's a interesting departure because she used to be on that show on BBC Three called Some Girls, which was about like 4 teenage girls who went to
I remember that
school. And so this feels like a very nice step up.
Oh, she's so beautiful.
Don't try to hit on her.
No, I think she's 34. She looks like our age or younger.
Sorry, I don't know about you, but I'm 25.
So done.
I don't know about you, but I'm very young.
Finished. Oh,
when I'm on my trip next week, I will be telling people I'm 25 years.
I'm finished. I'm done.
I'm 25 years.
I'm done. Entertainment performance. We have Big Zoo for Big Zoos, Big Eats. We have Claudia Winkelman for The Traitors.
Blah.
We have Lee Mack for The 1% Club. Mo Gilligan for The Latest Show with Mo Gilligan.
Blah.
Rosie Jones for The Rosie Jones Trip Hazard.
Blah.
And Sue Perkins for Sue Perkins Perfectly Legal.
Blah.
I've seen Sue Perkins Perfectly Legal and I haven't seen The Traitors. I'm going to give it to her because I really did like the journey she went through on that show.
I'm going to give it to... It's going to be really controversial.
If you give it to Traitors, even though you love them all, you'll beloved them all.
I told you, I can love both of them because they are just different territories of the same show. I'm giving it to Mo.
Okay.
I like Michael Gilligan a lot.
Same.
I feel like his performance at the Brits was
questionable.
Wah, wah.
I haven't watched it.
But he's actually he's much funnier than that. I feel like the thing is, it's a different kettle of fish to be able to present an award show in a way that's charismatic.
Yeah, it's on the 100%. You're live, and it's just the format is just you need to be hitting those bang quick, and then you need your camera person to be working very hard to make sure that you're getting the reaction.
It's a lot.
Specialist factual. You have AIDS done on her tapes. The Green Planet. How to Survive a Dictator with Munya Chihuahua, and Russia 1985 to 1999 Trauma Zone.
Have you seen any of these?
That is this year.
Have you seen any of these?
No, I've not seen them.
If you had to pick one based on the titles, which one would you watch?
My guy Munya Chihuahua.
Do you know it's crazy? I was going to say Munya's, and then Russia 1985 to 1999 did grip me. I did Russia.
You could literally replace the years to Russia 2021 to 2023. Go on. Trauma Zone.
Can I finish?
Go on, finish. Russia didn't get you. But can I finish?
Can I finish?
Yeah.
I did Russia for
school.
A-level.
Oh, God.
And I genuinely just think it's such a fascinating place. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I watch both of them.
Yeah.
Because you talk about dictators, how can you not talk about Russia?
That's true. That is true. I feel like...
But we do back Munya 100%.
We do.
And also, to win a Bafta.
That's his... I think he's
lived in Zimbabwe for 5 years. Chill out.
That's like a guy that I was talking about who also... He grew up on an estate, but I know he only lived there for about 5 years.
No, actually, to be fair, I think Munya lived there for like 8.
Yeah,
but not his whole life.
Yeah, but your formative years.
Please.
You're formed by your experience.
What language do you speak in Zimbabwe?
Swahili, I think.
Does he speak Swahili?
I think so.
Let's watch the
Yeah,
special.
we actually need to watch
See if he has an interpreter or if he speaks himself. Then we'll know the truth.
Also, if we're wrong, I'm sorry. Actually, you know what? Let me Google.
I've only ever lived in one country my entire life and I speak that language.
They have a plethora. And I don't even think Swahili's on one.
I'm
not even gonna lie. Hausa,
English, Shona,
Ndebele, Zimbabwean English.
I think Shona's the biggest one.
Yeah, I think I'm wrong with that. Sorry.
What's the national language?
Let me just check.
Could you be surprised? National language
is probably English.
National language of Ghana is English.
Yeah.
But it's not actually the national language. Like most people speak whatever.
Shona? You're right, Shona.
Shona.
So Swahili is very wrong. I'm very sorry about that. Reality and constructed factual. So you have Freddie Flintoff's Field of Dreams.
Next.
RuPaul's Drag Race UK. The Traitors. And We Are Black and British.
Oh dear. I feel like we should have watched that.
You can say rap to that one too? Fireworks.
I feel like we should have seen that. That's awkward.
I feel like I may have.
Listen, I'm doing my bit for the culture by watching RuPaul. RuPaul was also black.
Do you know what?
Please.
It's hard. I was talking about watching Dating Black, which is a web series through BET. So I'm always repping our black and British talent.
I eat fufu. I do my bit.
Don't do that. Oh no, this is an actual show. Yeah, we didn't.
What channel was this on? The BBC?
BBC.
6 black Britons from different backgrounds come together.
And share deep.
I wasn't cast in this.
I'm so done. Do you know what? This actually is really interesting. Not available on iPlayer.
Yeah, we've lost the episode. We
joke.
lost the chance.
The actual joke.
But guess what? You can watch RuPaul.
It'll come back again.
You can watch Traitors. And you can watch Freddie Flintoff.
The irony.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it'll come. It should come back again, but if it's in contention for Baftas, I'm telling you,
should have taken it off.
It'll come back. Entertainment program, we have Ant and Dex Saturday Night Takeaway. Later with Jules Holland. I feel like that show. I can't believe it's still existing.
Never not been on. It's been on my entire life. I cannot believe 4,000 years old.
Yeah, The Masked Singer, Strictly Come
Dancing.
Dancing.
Who's that behind the mask?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm
not gonna lie. This season of The Masked Singer.
You've watched it?
Yeah.
It's not my vibe.
Let me tell you something.
Oh, they're scraping the barrel.
Let me tell you something. The Masked Singer usually doesn't work for me because I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
This year, there was a person who was a Masked Singer who I said, I know who that is.
Yeah.
And that person went on to win the series.
Okay.
Guess who it was?
Rita
Charlie
Ora.
from Busted!
Oh!
And the minute he sang, I said, that's Charlie from Busted.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and every week by now, because it's just on, because I go see her on a Saturday, we were like watching. I was like, Grandma, who do you like? She's like, yeah, I like the Rhino. Guess who the Rhino was? Charlie from Mustard. And guess what, at the end, I'm masking Charlie from Mustard. I said,
that's so crazy. You knew it was him. Like, I
know his voice.
That's so interesting.
Play one clip of Charlie singing, and you will. He has a very distinct voice.
It's very nasal. All I can hear is like the year 3000 in my head.
Yeah, and you know what that sounds like. It's like he's singing in his nose. That's what it sounds like.
He does, but I just don't.
Not much has changed when we live on the water. That's what and Charlie was the best singer in the band, so anyway.
He was the lead. He was the lead singer.
But Matt and James also sang, but they sounded more normal than he did.
Oh yeah, but also they were. In my head, it was it's like Diana Ross and the
Charlie and the Boys.
Charlie and the Boys. It was Diana Ross and the Supremes. So it was Charlie and the Bostons.
Honestly, if that guy from McFly, Tom, was on there, I would recognise his voice.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, well, let's see how it goes for the Masked Singer.
Well, he's won, so if he's not there if he doesn't get the award, I'm thinking.
I mean, in that case, they'll probably have the exec, the creators. They're not gonna have Charlie.
They're gonna have the
come on
judges,
the winner.
for sure. They're gonna have Rita Ora. She has nothing else to do.
I thought Rita Ora was the person underneath the mask. She's everywhere.
Rita Ora is on the desk being like, I think that's Diana Ross. So like, that bitch has been dead for 15 years, you dumb whore.
Diana Ross is very much alive.
No, but as in, she'll suggest someone who's you're like, shut up.
Script is comedy. So I have Am I Being Unreasonable,
Blah!
Big Boys, Derry Girls, and Ghosts. I've not seen Ghosts. I've seen Derry Girls. Not seen Big Boys. Actually, no, I've only seen one.
The lead in Ghosts is the girlie from You, who you said, they don't have any chemistry, and I've never seen her before.
Yeah, she definitely didn't have any chemistry in You. I still stand by my point.
Drag her.
I still stand by it. I think Derry Girls is his final season, so I think maybe it'd be a nod. But Am I Being Unreasonable?
I thought Derry Girls was done. I thought that was the final season.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was the final season.
Who's next?
Comedy entertainment program. We have Friday Night Live.
Never seen it.
Is that still alive? No,
it's new. They rebooted that.
Oh, have they? Okay. The Graham Norton Show, classic. Taskmaster.
Never seen it.
Sorry, Taskmaster.
What did you say?
Taskmaster. Getting confused with Masked Singer, and then Would I Lie to You? I mean, Graham is classic.
Who cares who wins this category?
No one does.
It's so boring.
So factual series. We're gonna go with Jeremy. Oh, sorry, it's factual. Jeremy Kyle.
Why did you laugh about Jeremy Kyle show Death on Time?
No, because I thought Jeremy Kyle was being nominated for the show.
That show's been off air for like
That's
4
why I was
years.
laughing. So, sorry, Jeremy Kyle show Death on Daytime. I actually want to watch that.
So do I.
Libby, Are You Home Yet?
I want to watch that.
I have no idea who's Libby though.
Teenage girl went out on. I think she went to a park or she went to a night out and never came home.
Jesus. Vatican Girl, The Disappearance of Emanuela.
These are all murder series.
They are, yeah. And Worlds Collide, The Manchester Bombing.
Oh, can you count that as a murder series? So
I mean,
terrorist series.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll watch all 4 of these.
Yeah, I think Jeremy Kyle.
Very looking forward to Jeremy Kyle.
Yeah, same. I think there's something so interesting about it.
It's crazy that I'm hearing like the nominees are also the things that are telling me that shows came out because I did not know that would come out.
Because sometimes that with the Oscars, like when they do nominations, it's for films that are just about to be released or haven't been released yet. I don't know.
I don't anyway, work for the Oscars.
Yeah.
Probably work for TV.
Features Big Zoo's Big Eat, Joe Lycett versus Beckham, Got Your Back, The Martin Lewis Money Show Live, and The Misadventures of Ramesh Ranganathan. I think because of the cost of living crisis, The Martin Lewis Money Show Live may actually get
I think Joe Lycett might win.
That's interesting.
Because his thing with Beckham was like all over Twitter, loads of people were tweeting about it, loads of people were like, leave David Beckham alone, all of that stuff. I think it might be him.
I think just because I've seen so many clips from the Martin Lewis Money Show, I think it may be him. Live event, concert for Ukraine, Palm Jubilee, and then the state funeral of the Queen. And I'm sorry for laughing because I was just like, it felt like an actual gradual. It was that's the current affairs category because it started the year off with Ukraine.
Where were you at the concert for Ukraine? Blank.
I didn't know there was a concert for it.
Yeah, exactly. Where were you at the Platinum Jubilee?
Oh no, I was enjoying. We were recording.
Exactly.
Actually, we weren't recording. I was just having a nice day off.
Where were you at the state funeral of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
I watched it.
At home,
I watched it with family, and then we did a recording that evening.
So clearly, the one that really hit
is the same funeral. Oh, don't say it here as if it was a club. No, I think
which one were you running home to catch?
No, I mean the one that we ended up having to watch was. I even left my house to go and visit my mum and my sister to watch it.
That was event TV.
There was event TV, and I will say, like, I think just out of respect to the royal family, they will win, and you'll have Prince William and Catherine coming to the awards. Oh, I mean, that being said, also, can we just honour the BBC? They were dedicated. They did the whole tour from Edinburgh to Windsor to London. We saw every single speck, every single smirk, not smirk, sorry, that's the wrong word.
Yeah, we did see a smirk.
We saw a smirk with the kids because they didn't know what was going on.
We also saw the fall of Philip Schofield and that girlie whose name I can't remember.
They jumped the queue.
They jumped the queue.
That was hilarious. I mean...
About time.
And that was so funny. Single documentary. We have Chernobyl, The Lost Tapes. We have Escape from Kabul Airport. We have Our Falklands War, A Frontline Story, and The Real Mo Farah.
I really want to see that. That Real Mo Farah has been in my watch list for a long time.
Same, that's the only one you want to care to watch. Single drama.
Sorry, you don't care about the Falklands? Wow.
That's the only one I
really
don't
care about people trying to get out Kabul Airport.
That's the one I really...
You don't care about Chernobyl?
They're all really important stories, but I really want to learn more about Mo Farah. The real Mo Farah.
Wow, you don't think it's going to be real Chernobyl? Wow.
Fam, I've watched a documentary and I've watched a drama. Also, there's another link to the show.
Why don't you just say you don't care about Chernobyl?
I care about Chernobyl. Okay. All right.
But you hate the Falklands.
I care about everything. Single drama. I Am Ruth. The House. Life and Death in the Warehouse. I had no idea these shows existed.
Single drama. The House.
I have no idea.
Life and Death in the Warehouse.
No, let's move on. Soap and continuing drama.
I Am Ruth has got Kate Winslet in it. I know that.
Okay.
It's a devised piece that she did with her daughter.
Oh, that's nice.
So check it out if you care about Kate Winslet, but you obviously don't. You obviously hate her.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Soap and continuing drama. What is this? Casualty, EastEnders, and Is it just the same title?
No, because look who didn't get nominated. Coronation Street, Holby City, and Holly.
Oh yeah, true.
They said, fuck you guys.
No. Sport, we have Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games. I'll be honest, when I watched that, I was sitting there very unsettled because, like, Commonwealth to me as an institution is so outdated. It is as if the UK is watching their former enslaved countries that they used to own.
Not enslaved.
Come on, like colonized is the right word. Colonized countries that they used to own, fight it out to be the best. Yeah. It just doesn't sit well.
And guess who doesn't win? The UK.
Yeah, but they're not part of it. Oh yeah, they're part. They are.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, it just doesn't sit well.
They should just give passports to whoever wins their races.
True, exactly. You have the UEFA Women's Euro 2022. That was a very exciting one. And
because guess who won?
The women. UK as well.
Yeah.
And then we have Wimbledon 2020. Oh, sorry, it's England won. And then Wimbledon 2022.
Guess who won?
Don't know.
Not one Brit.
And not Serena. She was
like quite upsetting.
That was sad.
Watch Andy Murray, my king, go out. Oof, the most painful way.
I don't know.
Actually, fuck Wimbledon 2022.
Yeah, I think it'd be more UEFA. It'd be nice to kind of have the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, let's get the girls on the stage.
More wins, because where's the men?
Who?
Yeah. Alright, do you know what? I think once the awards happen, we can come back to this recording and see if we got any of them right.
I know I'm right.
I think you are.
Well, I know what I want, and if it doesn't happen, I'll just storm Bafta.
What you mean this is going to hurt?
I want Ben Whishaw to win. I love Ben Whishaw so much. I saw Ben Whishaw in a Pret once, and I was actually too starstruck to speak to him.
I think when you see like celebrities in their normal life, it's just like, what do I say to you?
I'm literally just going up to him and be like, I'm like that.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. Who wants to hear that? He's going to be like, excuse me, I'm trying to read.
No, I don't.
He was reading. I thought, am I going to go up to Ben Whishaw when he's like, clearly trying not to be recognised and be like, oh my God, it's you! No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to send him a polite letter.
Yeah.
Mr. Whishaw, I really enjoyed your performance.
Finished.
So yeah, this is going to hurt.
I don't know. The
nomination. Send me your costume.
Oh God.
Hopefully not wash.
Nominations wise, I'll be honest, I found the nominations quite boring. But I mean, in terms of the scale of titles,
it feels like there was no TV on. How that? there's four
What should I
drama,
watch?
there's 4 drama nominees, and of those 4 we've seen 2. I just feel like there was definitely more TV on that, but
I don't know, or we just need to watch more British TV.
I do. I don't know about you.
I don't.
I
don't think
I swear I might being unreasonable.
Yeah, I mean, I know I watch British TV, but I think maybe I need to do more. And the thing is, iPlayer, they bury their shows. Like, I never know what's going on.
None of them are good at advertising them.
No.
And I'm like, literally going through these nominees has made me realise there are other shows out there that I haven't seen.
I really want to watch that Jeremy Kyle doc.
And I can't wait to watch Traitors.
Oh, I need to watch Traitors. I 100% need to watch Traitors. So there's so many things.
Could watch I'm Ruth.
Potentially.
I mean, I am, I said.
Yeah. The only category that I'm really excited about is the international one, and that's saying something. But yeah, that's been the Baftas.
Get Eben Moss Barak up here.
Can you imagine?
Hope he's the only cast member that they've got.
I'm telling you, I think it's more likely to be Io than anyone else.
Why do you feel like it's Io and not
Because
Evan?
I just feel like, I don't know, I got a feeling it would be more her. And they'll bring a couple of like male execs and they'll be like, you know what, we need to just mix this up.
Ew.
Yeah.
Free trip to London, why not take it?
Exactly.
Should we get on to our review of the week?
Let's do it. Dun, dun. Da, da. So, today's review is about The Last of Us. It has been a phenomenon on HBO since it launched. Was it last month or the month before?
Not before, for sure. Yeah. It's been on for at least 9 weeks.
It's been on for, it has, because it's been every week.
So that's 2 months at least.
Yeah. It is a drama based on a video game of the same name, based in this post-apocalyptic world, which is actually based in 2023.
Well, no, the idea is that in 2003, a event happens much like the pandemic, in which these sort of fungus start taking over human bodies, and then we jump to 2023, where the world has been completely ravaged, and these sort of zones have formed where healthy humans live, and just outside of those areas are riddled with these what do they call them? Zombie? They don't really call them anything.
They don't call it infected. No, it's infected. It's just
they call them infected.
Yeah.
Who are these people who are infected with this fungus, and basically the purpose of the fungus is to take over as many human bodies as possible and just like populate the planet with funguses.
Yeah, and this fungus causes the people that have been infected to become cannibals, basically. The fungi looks atrocious. It looks absolutely horrible.
Yeah, it's gross to look at.
Like, of course it's a fungi. It's growing on the skin, around the body, and in their mouths as well.
It's inside of your body.
It's actually inside your body. It's eating you alive, and also eating other people.
And then and then encouraging you to spread it.
Exactly.
That's its main goal, is to spread.
Yeah. And then the main characters are Joel, played by the wickedly
talented and well-to-see
Pedro Pascal, who you may know from the likes of Narcos, Game of Thrones.
Narcos
is where I found him and loved him.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
That was
which nobody talks about.
No, that was a great film. It was a really good film.
He was so fun in that.
He was also in Home with a Whip. The Kingsman.
I haven't seen that, but is
he was in that. Yeah, and
not the one with the whip.
No, because he has
12 Years a Slave.
No, he was in Kingsman: The Golden Circle. No, and he was in Equalizer and also Wonder Woman 1894.
Oh yes,
and also another big show he's been on, The Mandalorian.
1984. You said 1894.
Oh, sorry, 1984.
I don't think I saw that one.
Because there will be real whipping in that one. Real whipping.
1894. This is Pedro Pascal slapping Wonder Woman. Like, you should be in a home, wench. Like, what the hell is this film?
And also, of course, most recently in The Mandalorian by Star Wars. And then it also stars Ellie, played by Bella Ramsey, who is also in Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. There's only one game on the throne. Okay?
There's multiple thrones.
Multiple thrones in one game.
Bella Ramsey's character in Game of Thrones is brilliant.
And I think Ellie, she plays this 14-year-old girl who
swears a lot,
so she definitely doesn't give 14-year-olds. And I have questions about the couple.
It's very interesting, isn't it? Because I would say I don't go out of my way to be sweary, but I probably swear a lot. Probably swear the most on this podcast.
You do.
Watching the show, I was like, why does this little girl swear so much?
So much. I had a feeling that you wouldn't
like
her.
That.
When I was watching it, I was thinking, Marnie's gonna find this girl really annoying.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
I
she's very precocious.
First few episodes, I thought if you're gonna write a character like that, that's how you write her.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, she's genuinely, her lines are funny.
Yeah.
So that's what's making me be like, but the swearing, we could have done less of. Like, you're not cool because you swear, kids.
Yeah, I think her character really works against Joel. So, going back to Ellie and her role, she is a 14-year-old girl who actually was infected.
Dun, dun, dun.
And they kind of added this backstory that she was infected at birth because her mum was bitten. Last episode. But
actually, does that make sense?
It doesn't, and also that's not part of the actual game, the actual video game.
Oh,
so I've discovered that they added that part in
to. But did you know that the woman who plays her mum is the woman who plays the voice in the game? The voice of Ellie in the game.
No, that's so funny. Also,
and they look quite similar.
They look so similar. When that woman came on screen in that episode, I said, "Are we jumping in the future?" Because I thought it was Ellie in the future.
Yeah, colleagues of mine thought that they'd sort of deep-faked Ellie's face onto an adult.
No, she looked exactly like her.
I think it's really interesting because one context thing I wanted to talk about was when they revealed who was playing Ellie.
Yeah.
There was a lot of backlash online, and I think Ramsey had to delete her Twitter for a while because people were saying she's not hot enough to play Ellie.
So ridiculous.
Which, like, watching the show, now that I've watched the show, I'm like, sorry, at what point are you supposed to be salivating at the mouth for a 14-year-old girl?
14-year-old girl.
If anything, it just drew my attention to, like, the issue with people who play games. And, like, I play games, right? I would not call myself a gamer for the very reason that gamers, the stereotype in some cases is true, which is that you're just like weird virgin who low-key is a pedo. And, like, that's not true. There are lots and lots of people, much like me, who just love like
playing the game.
Like, one of my issues with the show was that, like, I know the game version of this show would be a lot more fun because you're in control of decisions that you make.
Yeah.
And watching the show, I think the reason why I found so many bits slightly boring is because it's like, why would I make this choice?
Yeah.
And actually, the thing I thought was really interesting is the choice that Joel makes at the end of the series is up to you when you play the game. Yeah. So you decide whether or not she dies.
Okay, interesting.
Yes.
Oh, actually, finishing up the bit of the context. So Ellie's a 14-year-old girl. Had been infected. However, she's not infected actually because she does have a bite, but the bite has never been able to penetrate deep enough for her to become one of the actual infected. So she has a mark on her body that shows that she's infected, but actually that people assume, based on the fact that she's still alive, that
functions like a normal person.
Yeah, like a normal person. That she has some type of immunity or some type of quality or whatever it is in that blood.
Yeah, she's immune.
To be immune, yeah.
That's the big thrust of the series.
Yes, pretty much. And also because most people that do get bitten, they die they become fully infected within a day or more.
Even shorter.
Some of them was just like automatic. They get bitten.
Boy.
That boy. Oh, that
was heartbreaking.
That was really sad.
That was really sad.
That was sad.
That was sad.
Then Joel, we first meet up with Joel in episode 1.
I like how they introduced him. I like that we got the backstory.
Exactly. Very normal guy with a daughter. Teenage daughter, which probably wasn't far off in terms of age with
who is Danny Newton's daughter.
Interesting.
Did you not know?
No,
she was exactly like her.
I didn't
Danny
know.
Newton's daughter.
I didn't know. But so there's that, and then they basically, I found it was such a jump. Basically,
you meet them the day that the outbreak happens.
Yeah,
and Joel goes to get his brother because he's got in trouble and was at the police station. In the meantime, his daughter wakes up, he's not there. She goes out the house. There's a sort of an air raid siren saying, "Stay in your house, something's going on." She goes to the neighbours who they are friends with and sees the elderly neighbour eating her family members. And it's like, oh shit. Runs out, her dad arrives in time, gets her, and then they try to leave.
Yeah. But
it becomes clear that, like, all the roads are chock-a-block.
Because everyone's trying to either escape or have been infected.
Yeah, everyone it's panic stations. They get out and try to run on foot.
Yeah.
And a soldier I can't work out whether the soldier mistakes them or in a panic mode accidentally shoots at them, kills Joel's daughter.
Yeah.
And he is harbouring this sort of guilt and trauma ever since. So that is in 2003. We jump to 2023 where he is working in one of these quarantine zones, trying to scrape enough money together to
get a battery.
Yeah, car battery so he can escape that zone.
Yeah, and then ultimately find his brother.
So basically the way these quarantine zones are set up is like every state has one. And some are better than others.
Yeah.
So they're in Boston. His brother is in Kansas City, he thinks. He needs to get to Kansas City, but you can't really just leave your quarantine zone. Like, if you leave the quarantine zone, the idea is that you will die immediately because you don't have a car, you have no protection, you don't have a gun. Like, you'll walk out, the infected will see you, you'll get bit, the end. He's trying to raise money for this car battery, and he comes across this woman who is a firefly, and the fireflies are basically the resistance, because in this 2023 world, there's Fedra, who is the government, and there are the fireflies, who are the resistance to the government. And basically, the government is shady. I never really got the impression of what it was that they were doing that was so bad.
That episode where they brought that infectious disease specialist and asked her, you know, what should we do because this infection's happening? I think it's jumping back to 2003. And she just says, this type of infection,
you just have to kill everyone.
You have to kill everyone. You have to bomb everyone. And I don't know if they were trying to imply that this government, this Fedra, was looking to do more euthanizing of... Is that the right word?
Yeah, euthanizing.
Euthanizing in like their population to get rid of this infection and this fungus and to stop the spread. But based on the qualities of this fungus, which I still don't think I have a clear understanding of what else it can do. I feel like you can try and kill it, but there's nothing that can stop it apart from a vaccine.
There was moments where it was like, if you shoot the infected in their head, they're dead.
Yeah, and there's other times when like light can just hover over someone who's infected and they just come back to life. I'm just like,
yeah,
what?
I couldn't work it out, and I'm with you. Like that moment with that woman. There are moments where you see that Fedra have clearly tried to rescue people, but where the quarantine zones are at full capacity, they've just killed people because if I leave you here and you get infected, that's more infected, right? And I'd rather not put more people in infected pockets, so I'm going to kill you before you can get infected, and that will save me having to kill you in the future. And that is inhumane for sure, but like we're at the end of the world.
Yeah, I mean the beginning...
Anyone trying to hide the whole climate glom onto some moral compass, honey, world is upside down.
I'll be honest, there were some parts, especially in episode 1, how it opened about, talking about, a virus can happen very quickly, and a fungus, and I was like, this is hitting way too close to home. And if this show is starting to feel like the last 3 years of a pandemic that we've experienced, I'm not going to be interested, because a lot of shows have tried to dabble in this space, especially in 2020, in 2021, and even in 2022, and they've just not been able to hit because it's just been so close to home that people just switch off because they're like, why am I watching this? I'm living this. So I think maybe even the show coming out 3 years later in 2023 has maybe helped, but also I think I actually really enjoyed the series, and I'm surprised that I'm saying that because I don't like shows like this. As I said to Marnie before, I've read the book of Revelations in the Bible. I don't need to know how the world's going to end. I've already seen it. Or read it.
Agree with you, Shoshanna, but I didn't enjoy this.
It's interesting.
I would say the first 3 episodes, I kind of tried to... First episode I enjoyed.
Yeah.
When they cut to 2023, I lost interest.
When it's jumping into time,
Yeah, I lost interest, but I thought, you know what? The first part was to set up the 2023 storyline. In the second episode, I like it. The second episode where they're walking around Ellie in that mall, and then eventually the woman that he's with gets bit, and then they have to... I didn't care about that. Yeah. And it felt to me very much like a level in a game.
Yeah.
The third episode I liked.
Is that the Nick Offerman one?
Yeah. I love Nick Offerman.
I have to say...
I love the guy from The White Lotus. It was nice to have a break from this sort of needlessly bleak world. And then the following episode is them walking around again. Yeah. And I was like, I think the walking around for me just didn't work. For me, I don't want to watch a show with people walking around.
Yeah, I think there's 2 things to that. You're right. This show, like we said before, is based on a video game. And I think there's times when they've executed the idea that this is a video game in a really slick way. Like I think about episode 1 when Joel is trying to escape with Sarah, his daughter, and trying to get her out, and there's that scene where you're seeing really point of view of a gamer as he's like driving and weaving and bobbing in between these streets, and it felt like I was watching it thinking, oh yeah, this is a video game. Like I feel like I'm in a video game, and it's really working in this sense. And I felt it was very high paced, and for someone who, as a viewer, not understanding what this fungus actually is, it was just a really nice way to kind of nod back to the game. The walking about bit, I get what you mean. By the time you go to episode 8 or 9, or 7, 8 or 9, it gets repetitive, because when they're walking around, all you're doing is just waiting for this jump scare.
Yeah, they're walking around. That's where it's the only time that they connect as well. So you know what the formula is. They're walking around, you're seeing this big empty landscape. And all of a sudden, Joel is going to finally reveal a piece of information about himself.
And Ellie's
going to reveal a piece of information about herself. They're going to bond, and then someone is going to put a gun on them.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, can we just get to the gun being pulled out then? Yeah, I don't care about the walking. You can actually take these like moments and put them in another scene that's more actiony. How would
you? Because I think that you sometimes need light and shade in these type of genres. Like it can't be constant like action. You need moments to breathe. And we talked about this weirdly, not even the same genre, but we talked about this with The Bear, where you had all this tension. It was so high paced, it was high octane, and then you had this like moments of like peace, and you got to really get into the minds of the lead character. I can't remember his name. And you get the humor, and you get the moments, and you have a light and shade, and it worked. So if it wasn't around the walking, how else are we supposed to do it? Like when they're just like chilling and waiting for something to happen in a shack, because that's where they lived.
I think that's the issue with the game format, which is that like you are spending time every level. You have that reset, which is you walking for a bit before the jump scare happens or before the challenge presents itself, for you to sort of take a break.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, like I feel like the point where I realised, oh, this doesn't really work, was when they reached that refuge where his brother was.
Yeah.
And we've spent all season trying to get to this brother.
Yeah.
And actually, within 2 scenes, you can tell they're like, oh, it's too late. You're a different person, I'm a different person.
Yeah.
Then there's a moment where he basically says to his brother, listen, I think you need to take Ellie. I'm having these panic attacks, I'm not well, I don't think she'll die if she's with me. That's the scene. The next scene is Ellie going, you're going to abandon me, and you're the only person who's been consistent in my life. And then the scene immediately after that is Ellie going to get on the horse, and he's there, I'm going to take you. Yeah. So it was just like, the time that you would need for these people to be like, no, I do actually really care about this girl, and I don't want to leave her, and you've got a child on the way, I'm not going to make you do a suicide mission, you're my... That was the thing that was so weird to me, actually, is that in the moment, after you've spent so long trying to find your brother, your priority is this little girl.
Yeah,
you just met.
Yeah, it's quite odd, because I
just told you I'm having a baby.
Yeah, but for context, the reason why he took Ellie was because
they promised him some money.
Yeah, he tries to meet with the Fireflies, and they promised him money, and then in return they gave the girl.
Yeah, and said he should deliver her.
Deliver her to, was it? I don't know where it's like a
some
hospital.
base in Kansas or something.
Yeah, so that they can test her, get maybe her blood or something, given that she's immune, so that it can then make a vaccine to then spread across the United States. So that's the reason why she has always been like, this person is so precious, we can't let go of her, because she could be the person who saves humanity.
Yeah, and basically. Ellie is aware of this as well. She's like, I'm on my way to Kansas to save humanity.
And I do agree with you about the brother thing, because I've kept on thinking, where is this series going? I think it got to like episode 4 or 5, before he met the brother. I was feeling there's 2 things. If at the end of the season he finally meets the brother, but the brother's dead, because I thought that the brother was going to die, and I was thinking, okay, well, that's easy. That's maybe a bit too easy. And then I think, maybe he's alive because in series 2, because the series has been commissioned, in series 2, that's where you have more references to the brother. It will be more. There may potentially be an issue with the brother and the child. I think that was where my head was going in terms of why I think the brother survived, because unfortunately I feel like Game of Thrones, if you attach yourself to someone that you really like, they're dead
We're going to say, if you get ready, you don't have to stay ready.
Yeah, that too. But I do agree with you also on the other point around the fact that the episode's always just resolved itself. Yeah. And that was an issue I had.
You have to move on to the next level. So you can't have things hanging over the season. Yeah. You can't have something unresolved. Like, we're just moving to the next quest to me.
Which is just frustrating because this is not on a streaming platform, or maybe it was on HBO Max, and this was released every week for 9 weeks. So you could afford a cliffhanger or two.
That episode where he's been stabbed, she's trying to protect him. She goes to that weird community where the leader ends up trying to fuck her at the end.
That one.
That
was nuts.
I actually think we could have done without this episode. Realistically, what did that episode add? Where did we get? Because where we got to growth wise with our characters was at that point Joel was like, I'm about to risk my life for you. You're my baby girl now, I've decided.
And I think that's the reason why he's so protective, because she's basically like Sarah to him.
That's episode 8.
Okay,
so all the way up until here, he's been like, I'm willing to give this girl away.
Yeah.
The one episode where he almost dies, comes back, he suddenly realises, no, I do really care about her. And I'm willing to, in episode 9, take her to where she's supposed to go, find out that... I feel like you still could have done this beat without that.
You probably...
Where he delivers her on the basis that he thought they were going to take her blood, right?
Yeah.
He gets there, they're like, we're going to do surgery on her.
On her brain.
He's like, what do you mean, what surgery? They're like, oh, we need to get the calcitrates or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah. They're like, fungus. And he's like, but you don't need the fungus beds in the brain. And they're like, well...
And that's when he's like...
And that's when he's like, hold on a sec. Which I think is reasonable. If I brought this girl here thinking that you're going to take some blood and I can take her away... It's very different to me hearing that you're basically going to kill her so you can get the cure. I didn't sign up for that. I didn't agree to that. So, I'm going to take her away. Yeah. I feel like you could have done that without her having to experience this sort of very weird interaction in episode 8 where what the idea was that they were eating human flesh to survive. That was messy. He was rapey. Yeah. She almost kills him several times in that episode. Yeah. Like, she breaks his fingers in one ep, then she... beats him up, then he comes back, then she beats him up. It's just, it just felt a bit torture porny.
Yeah, I think there was two things that I saw with that episode, and because you were asking what was the point, that episode for me showed that, maybe I'm going to contradict myself, it showed that Joel was not infallible, because I think throughout the series,
he coming back from near injuries.
Exactly. Yeah. Going back to the review we had of You, basically
falling out of the window and getting up.
Exactly. Like these guys are superheroes. Like it's like as if we are in a Marvel film.
But I don't think that episode actually defeated that because he then chokes that guy. So where have you got the strength to do that?
That's what I mean. So that's why I was like, I'm contradicting myself because at the beginning it was like, oh, we're showing that when Joel is weak, Ellie will be strong. And also showing Ellie's like strength, like she's not just a smart ass 14-year-old girl. Like I have skills and I can fight and I can defend myself. And which is she's been trying to show, like stealing the gun from Nick Offerman's house or things like that. She's been trying to show that I can fight and it's not just Joel and I'm not just there to kind of like hang back while everyone gets to have fun basically. So that's what I thought that the role of that episode was until we started to get, like you said, really tortury. I was watching this on Sky Atlantic. I was watching this on Sky Go, and the way I was able to subvert the adverts was just downloading it because I need to watch it. Yeah. I need to watch it like on
skip through the fucking long pauses. There's lots of pauses.
There's so much. I had to watch it on trains to like make sure I finished watching before our review. And the good thing for them, they did put a warning at the beginning of the episode saying that it involves sexual violence and things like that. And I was getting really worried because I said, I don't want to see a 14-year-old girl, suffer sexual violence in any way, or definitely not on this show. And so the way they presented it was terrifying, but I was like, okay, I understand why they put the rating and the warning at the beginning. But like you said, by that point it starts to get really heavy, but also I didn't know what the point, what was the point of it? Because I knew someone was going to die and it was most likely going to be them, because the way this series has been structured is that There's a conflict in the beginning, it gets resolved at the end, next.
Yeah.
So...
But even what you're saying is like, this was an episode to show Ellie having to show up for Joel the way Joel's showing up for Ellie. But actually, Ellie is quite quickly overpowered, put in a jail, and then Joel, who's been stabbed and just about sewn up, is able to choke someone to death. While he's still on his fucking deathbed. At that point, I said, this show is stupid.
A
colleague of mine said something really interesting, though, about that final episode, which is, the game is a point-and-shoot game. And she was like, when I played the game, I made the same decision he makes in the show.
Okay.
Because the point is to point and shoot. So why would I make the decision that saves people when the point of the game is to kill is kill things? Yeah. And I was like, that's quite interesting, because I actually... Thinking about what we were talking about last week about you having gratuitous murders, I thought an insane amount of people get killed in this show that didn't need to die. Yeah. And that, I feel like, as the series went on, the more and more it lost me for that reason, where I was just like, why are we doing this? And then that final episode where he's like, right, I've decided that I don't want Ellie to be the cure, I'm going to rescue her, I'm going to have to kill every single person.
Yeah, that one was wild. Actually, at one point
you just sort of sit there watching him in slow motion killing a bunch of people. It's just... that was the point where I was like, this is what I don't like about these post-apocalyptic shows. Like, they're trying to say something about morals and what you do for your family and what you do for your... And I don't care.
Well, ultimately, in the post-apocalyptic world where somebody's trying to kill you, you kill or kill first. Like, kill or be killed.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what The Last of Us was doing. That's supposed to be really clever and ingenuitive. Innovative.
Yeah. Innovative.
Innovative.
You
can say it anyway.
For real?
Yeah,
I've never heard that before. Yeah, it's yes.
Is that you're watching a show where it's like, wow, the people that... It's not just the zombies that are bad. It's people that are bad. Yeah. But like, by episode 5, I was like, I actually don't even think these people are bad. Because we're at the end of the world. I'm trying to survive.
No, fun. When they're eating people's bodies and trying to kiss
survive.
You with
the fireflies are trying to find a cure to stop the chaos, stop the madness. And you've gone... No, I want to protect this one girl, which is fine. It's the end of the world. You make whatever decisions you want to make. True. But why am I getting killed? I didn't kill you. I let you go live your life. Why are you killing me?
Yeah, that one, because he said, oh, you come, the last girl, you'll come after us, and they killed her.
And then the show sort of ends where Ellie's like, tell me the truth. Did you, like, what happened with the fireflies? Because Ellie wakes up and they're in the car on the way home. She's like, I thought I was about to do surgery. And they said, and he goes, oh, it turns out they don't need you because there's a billion of people like you.
Oh my gosh.
And she, and they let us just walk out, no problem. And she asks him, like, look me dead in the eye and tell the truth. Did you do anything? And he says, no. And they end the series on the hook, and I was like, oh, so is the idea we're going into season 2 with this big lie?
Yeah.
Manifest. I don't buy the fact that she would walk away from him based on that lie.
No, and the cliffhanger is quite weak, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I wasn't like, oh, can't wait to see what the next season. No. Like, I don't know what the cliffhanger could be, because like I said, it just didn't do anything for me as a series. Yeah. Like, I watched the whole thing. It wasn't unpleasant, but I knew from episode 4, oh, I don't care for this. I watched it to the end for the pod, so ladles, lads, you owe me. But just found myself being like, I don't know what did I gain from this experience?
Yeah. Did it make you think, what would I do?
No,
I didn't. It needed to.
I've already said to you, as soon as there's apocalypse, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm becoming a zombie day one.
No.
I'm becoming a zombie day one.
I'm not here for it.
I'm not trying to live.
I'll be like, God, take me now.
Yeah, I'm not trying to live.
Please, God, collect me.
I'm not trying to make it to the end. I don't want to be one of these people making lunch on a kerosene lamp. I don't want to live like that. I like luxury, honey.
Oh, there's two things. When I was watching
That's why I don't go camping.
I was watching, I was thinking, the whole set must be so dusty. That was my whole
dusty,
thought.
cold.
Dusty and cold.
I ain't trying to do any of this.
The only time I felt like a seed of warmth was when they were feeding the giraffe. I was like, finally, sunlight. Green. Even
when they saw the monkeys, I said, those monkeys are going for it. The way they're moving, they don't want to be here.
They're suffering.
They don't want to be here. They said, why are we so... And then, do you know what was weird? I was like, how have the animals not caught the...
No, because you think that would be the first thing.
If I was the fungus, the first thing I would infect is animals, because they get around.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're going to get bit by a dog a lot quicker than you're going to get bit by a person.
That's true.
Imagine you're sitting at dinner with me and I try and lean over and bite you. You're going to punch me in the face.
Yeah.
Whereas a dog... You're gonna be like, ow.
Yeah.
Hey, dog bit me.
Yeah.
Look, the mechanics aside, I personally just think that genre, I don't know what it is, but it just isn't engaging to me.
No,
and I think it's because what have you got to live for? That's my issue.
Yeah.
I don't want to live in this world.
And I think that's what they were creating so much stakes with Ellie, and then also like building that relationship between Joel and Ellie to show that like, you know, they've got each other. Because one thing that made me laugh, not like made me laugh, but one thing I noticed was they had Tess, who was supposed to be Joel's girlfriend or romantic interest, and she was there for the first 3 episodes. And I remember going, who is this? Because she's not in the key art. She's not in the main image on the posters.
Yeah, same.
And because I had seen the show being advertised. And I was like, oh, Pedro Pascal, I'm very happy for him.
It's Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey.
And Bella Ramsey. And that's it. And I was like, this woman ain't going to last very long. Yeah. And by episode 3, she's gone.
Every single character we met, I said, this person's not going to be here.
And she was gone. So I was like, yeah, she's not here. I would say my favourite episode was the Nick Offerman episode. Okay. And I was kind of sad that they had of course, they died at the end of the episode.
I like how they died though, but I think honestly, that's how it.
And also, I don't think I didn't need to see the bodies either.
Yeah, I like that.
It was really nice.
I like that you sort of end on the open window.
Yeah, it was. And
they start zooming back. You're like, oh my god, they're going to show us the body. And they don't.
I think it was very like it was a self-contained story that at that time I felt like, oh, this is such a nice departure from this apocalyptic world that we're facing. And then they had the link at the end to the show, and that's why I really enjoyed that episode, and this is my favourite. But I just
isn't that telling?
Yeah.
But your favourite episode is episode 3 of a 9-episode series.
That's true.
We've talked about this on another series. Remember when we talked about like, the best episode was the first one.
It was extraordinary.
Yeah. I feel like that's so telling.
It is really telling. Because I remember thinking, and it's the episode that stuck with me all the way through.
It was to me probably the best. You're right, the best put together episode. Yeah. I liked the brothers episode actually.
The brothers
episode. A lot of people were like, this episode was boring, but I actually quite liked it. I liked the relationship between the two of them. I thought there wasn't absolutely hot. That moment where the brother was like trying to kill Ellie, and the older brother's holding the gun, and he's like pointing it at Joel, pointing it at Ellie, pointing it at the brother, pointing it at Joel, and Joel's like, "Don't shoot," and you can see him being like, "I don't know what to do," and then he kills the brother. I was like, he's gonna kill himself. Yeah, he's absolutely gonna kill himself. But even Joel trying to plead with him not to do it, like I was like, this worked for me.
Yeah, no, it's true.
This worked for me.
When his face and he said, "What have I done?" I said, "That's it. He's finished." Because again, we've talked about the fact that we're elder sisters. Like we know, like we end up being sacrificial to our younger siblings.
Yeah, I really
felt that moment, like, oh my goodness,
trying to protect his brother, trying to protect,
and then protected this like stranger that he only met 2 days ago. I thought that episode was probably my second favourite.
I really liked it. The consensus in the office was people didn't like that episode, really? And that was the episode written by the person who wrote the game.
Ironic.
Yeah. He only wrote 1 episode, and then that was the episode. That to me was the most interesting.
It was very self-contained, and also
like the third one.
Like the third one, and also it's nice to have some black representation.
Literally,
because at one point I was like, black people are not part of this.
Actually, that's not fair. The
Firefly lady was. Sorry, she was.
And the Ellie's best friend / love interest.
Yeah, what's her name? Who's in Euphoria?
Storm Reed. Yeah.
I think she's very captivating. I don't know what it is.
She's about to be in a Sony film as well. I think her star is on the rise. I'm really, really happy for her.
I'm so happy for her too. I love that.
But I was a bit like, she's way older than this girl.
I was gonna say, I had 2 thoughts about this.
Like, don't kiss.
Yeah, when they were like, the whole time I was like, please don't kiss, because when she said, "Oh, I'm
17,"
she's 17.
I've just turned 17.
And Ellie was 13. Or maybe she had just turned 14. I was like, there's something illegal about this.
But is it illegal in a world where there's no rules?
You say.
What's
illegal?
True.
That is true.
Like, I feel like they had been probably in the same class. They dumped all those kids together.
Can you imagine?
And then, you're 17 now, time for you to get a real job. And she's like, I don't want to do that. I'll join the Fireflies.
Yeah, that's true.
I felt like that death was supposed to feel a bit more heartbreaking. It just didn't hit for me, weirdly.
It was just like, I've been bit and I've been hit too. And then that was it.
Yeah, I think also it felt the most tropey.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've seen this before. 2 people, let's just have one last great day. Of course you're going to die after this. That's
someone's going to die. It's not, you can't have this much fun and go back and sleep and then wake up and it's...
But the guy who came after them was crazy.
And nuts.
He was just like...
I think everyone, like, all the
infected... Solid... He had 1 goal and it was like, I'm going to kill both these people and I don't give a heck.
No. this is my controversial question.
You want to kiss one of the infected?
No, that was mess. That is a mess. No, my question was: do you think they made Ellie's role, and Ellie and Storm's? That's not her name. What was her name?
I can't remember.
Do you think they made Ellie and her love interest a woman to try and evade the fact or evade any thinking that Ellie and Joel will be together?
No.
Because I think, like you were saying before, that some gamers can be odd in terms of their thinking of this. And also the fact that they think that Bella should have been more attractive.
I would say no.
So I mean, that's my only question.
Yeah, I would say no simply because it's so clear that what's trying to be set up here is a father-daughter relationship. Okay. I feel like it'd be weird if you were like, and then maybe they'll fuck. What?
Well,
you need to go to a therapist if that's what you're hoping will happen. If you're hoping for both the father-daughter relationship and also they'll kiss. Yeah. No.
That's messed up. Like if people are thinking that way, they're messed up.
Yeah, I thought someone was saying that, like. The team, when I spoke to the team about it, their consensus was like, why did they have to make it romantic in any way? That relationship, it should have just been two best friends.
Which is what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, it didn't.
Because
it wasn't needed.
Like she has feelings for anyone later on in the series.
I mean, if you want to include a love interest, I would have happily, like, I think it may have worked more in series 2. Like,
no, what does she need love interest for? She's literally a child. It's very weird.
Well, I think in series 2, the time would have moved on and they should have been 16.
Yeah, 15.
So, yeah, at least 15, 16, 17, 18, legal.
Oh, God, I don't like that.
I don't know, she's so...
I also feel like sometimes... I feel like the interesting thing about the show, right, is that story with Nick Offerman and Murray Bartlett is unexpected. For a show that's about, like... the end of the world, people falling in love is so like the last of your priorities in terms of storytelling, and I really liked that, and I felt like that would have ticked the box of already making the show feel something different. I don't know if we need another love story where it's Ellie and but I also what I liked about it was it like showing us that these kids who are growing up. Like, because Ellie was basically born into this. Yeah. She has never seen the world before that.
Yeah.
So, of course, you fall in love at the end of the world because you're still a human being, experiencing the world. You just happen to be in the midst of a massive pandemic that could have not kill you, you know? It's difficult. But I think my issue with the episode was that, like, I don't think the showrunners necessarily cared about setting up a beautiful romance.
No.
So much as they were like... For this backstory, wouldn't it be more heartbreaking if they were both in love or something?
Yeah. I think the romance was more like Ellie discovering the world beyond the infected and the fireflies and seeing like what a normal mall, I know it didn't look normal at all, but what a normal shopping centre would look like. Even though it looked like, again, a mess. Yeah. And then when she saw like the carousel and when she was playing the arcade games, it was supposed to like bring her back to the fact that, one, yes, she's 14 years old and she's not had a childhood.
Yeah, I don't know what. I feel like maybe because of Stranger Things, it just felt kind of dated. Like, as a trope, like, they go to the mall together. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what it could have been instead, because you're right. It's special for them because they've never been to a mall.
Yeah.
But could it have, I don't know, been a massive McDonald's? Like, we've read about these in the book.
It's true, yeah.
You could come here and get a McFlurry. Yeah. Like, there's something that's like, that we take for granted, that they, and I get what they were trying to do with them all, like, oh yeah, we take for granted the fact we can go to shots and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I get it, but I just immediately felt, right, so the setup here is, her friend has brought her to the mall for the last night that she's in town, they're both going to die, this is going to be the day that she gets evicted. It's just... felt a little bit uninspired, but it's not the showrunner's fault at all. It's the game. I'm sure that's part of the game. So
I think that's the hard thing about adapting really like game IP. There's been a lot of shows that have tried to do games.
The Witcher.
The Witcher. I know. Also, I saw there's another one coming
Dungeons and Dragons. They made a film on.
Yeah, the Tetris. I saw that was.
That looks crazy. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. Like the trailer, I'm like, what has this got to do with Tetris?
Yeah, I have no idea. So there's quite a lot of shows that are now using games as IP. So before it was books, and it still will be books.
It always will be books.
Adapting books,
people
adapting plays, adapting films,
games,
and now it's games. Yeah. So I think
shorts.
I think that this show has been really interesting. I don't think I would have watched it if it wasn't for the pod, because I have a soft I was gonna say a soft disposition. I don't like scary stuff, but I wasn't super.
Swarm.
Oh gosh, yeah, we'll talk.
No,
about
it's
it.
not like jump scary at all. It's not jump scary like this is.
The person, the Last of Us, I didn't find as scary.
It didn't have. I actually feel like
scared.
The actual zombies appear in a handful of episodes.
Yeah,
there are episodes where they're just walking.
Yeah.
Encountering regular people. I said,
the regular people are crazy.
Show.
Yeah, it's true. But I've never watched like, The Walking Dead and things like that. So
I've seen I Am Legend. I don't need to see another zombie show.
Don't.
And they honestly, it's low-key the same. Except for these ones have like fungus growing out their faces.
Oh god,
it's the same thing. They don't come out in the daytime. They move kind of weird. They're insanely fast. And we've got an immune character because in I Am Legend,
there's also
Wilson's character cannot get fit.
That's very interesting.
He can't get the disease. Everybody else says it's just him and his dog.
No wonder he is Legend.
That's why he's called I Am Legend. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
His name is John Legend in that.
Wow. Wow.
There is a 10-minute sequence where he plays a piano and sings a song. Everyone was like, this is weird.
Oh my
I didn't know Wilson could play the piano.
Also, the last piece of context or content news was it was produced by the guy who did Chernobyl.
Yeah.
That was a link
Craig
back.
Mason.
Yeah.
He has a podcast called Script Notes where he talks about making TV.
Interesting.
I used to listen to it quite regularly.
His podcast?
Him and John August have a podcast where they talk about
interesting
screenwriting and everything to do with screenwriting.
Very interesting, yeah.
So I'm sure that they've done an episode about The Last of Us.
Oh, 100%.
And I remember actually listening to podcasts when it got commissioned. And everyone was like, this is absolutely massive because he's a big gamer and the fact that he adapt it.
Yeah.
It's a very big deal. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
He did The Hangover.
Did he?
Yup.
That's a bit of a part.
People don't talk about that a lot.
No. I feel like he's based on like this show, Chernobyl. He just likes to work on very serious, dusty shows.
Dusty?
Like, because I feel like, Chernobyl was very dusty in terms of the set. I'm just thinking about how...
I love how you're playing down the nuclear waste that was spread. Oh, it's some dust. It's very dusty around here. Why is my skin peeling off?
Let me just say it. Very serious.
Yeah.
Incredibly serious stories.
Would you go to Chernobyl? Because like now it's like this...
It's not radioactive anymore.
It's a site you can visit. Would you go?
Probably not.
I want to go see the like mutated deers and stuff.
No,
8 heads.
No, I'm good. I've watched a show.
I read an article that had a lot of pictures of like how so much of the site is like covered in greenery now, and I think that's always so interesting when like something gets abandoned and nature just sort of like swallows it up.
When I went to visit Mexico, there was this these houses called a haciendas.
Yeah, that's the name of the houses in Spanish.
Oh yeah, so yeah, and these houses were like abandoned. They used to be beautiful, like
there was a club in
Lisbon?
I want to say Birmingham or something called the Hacienda. Really? It was really, really popular as a rave club.
Interesting. No, so in these houses, they used to be like grand state houses, and then they got abandoned, and the earth basically is taking over these houses, and it actually looks it almost looks terrifying.
It's eerie.
It really is.
Even looking at pictures, I'm like, this is eerie. I don't know if God wanna. It could make me like my skin crawl a little bit.
I mean, I remember walking around and then you see like basically the trees growing into the wall. I mean, I'm feeling a bit iffy now talking about it.
There is a very small park near Vauxhall where a friend of ours used to live.
Yeah.
And I would go past it quite a bit after she left, and I only realised maybe after a second or third visit that there was a statue of a hand on top of the gates to this park, like made out of like stone. Been there for such a long time that like plants were like wrapping around it, and honestly I saw it and I was like, this has made me feel ill. I have a real thing about like statues that are too big.
That's so interesting.
Like, it really, really unsettles me. And on the side of Lambeth Bridge, they have these massive statues of the apostles.
I think I've seen them, yeah.
And I remember seeing it from far away and being like, that's just too big.
There's quite a few.
That's too big.
Think
like
Prague has something similar.
Imagine if, and obviously, yes, of course, this wouldn't happen, but imagine if that Jesus statue just got up.
What the hell?
He could step on me.
Oh God.
That statue said, "You know, I'm tired of being a statue.
No.
I'm climbing up here." They're so. I hate it.
No,
I hate statues. No. They're not my favourite at all.
I don't mind statues. I just
that episode of Doctor Who where the statues were moving fucked me up. It really fucked me up, actually.
Well, I think it's like a really popular episode, so people will probably have
It's a great episode. I rewatched it recently, and I was like, this is still so good.
Yeah.
This is so good. It's a great example of, not to talk about another show, but a great example of like telling a story where your leads are not in it.
Yeah.
Because they only appear by video in that.
Sometimes that's like the best.
That's why episode 3 was so good.
Yeah.
Because they're secondary characters to that plot.
Yeah.
See? Doctor Who walked so every other show could run.
I don't know, but yeah.
Yes, it did. It's been going since the 80s. 70s even.
I can't believe it's still on now.
Old Doctor Who episodes absolutely slap.
I can't believe it's still on now.
The special effects?
Yeah, I mean...
questionable.
The special effects are like Nollywood special effects.
No, they're not that bad, please. I feel like Nollywood is high camp. I talk about this all the time. They've made a choice to make sure their visuals look not realistic.
It's actually quintessentially Nollywood.
I actually think it's important because someone like my nan who cannot tell the difference between TV and real life, the visuals need to be as fake as possible for her to be like, that's not real. If those visuals look good, she'd be like, wow, a witch. They caught a witch on camera. I'm like, what were they doing? Oh, come on. Anyway, what would you give this out of 5 then? 2.
Oh, I would give it
2.
4.
2.
I actually enjoyed...
I'm being a brat. It was well made, so I'll give it 3.
Yeah, I was saying it's well made. I think
good performances. I think Bella Ramsey's brilliant in it.
Same.
Actually, Pedro Pascal's character.
Don't do it. Don't do
Anyone
it.
could have played that guy.
I did wonder why it was
Anyone could
him.
have played that guy.
Yeah, I mean,
let's be real.
You know, I agree. His
Texas accent as well was going in and out, in and out.
Yeah,
when he remembers, he's from Texas. When he forgets, he's just Pedro Pascal.
Pedro, what are you doing here? No, I think I was wondering like why they hired him specifically. Because I think you could have had any actor. It's basically playing a grumpy guy. You can have Ben Affleck, for instance, doing that role.
No, Ben Affleck there's nothing warm about Ben Affleck. The thing about Pedro Pascal is you wanted him the whole way through.
Yeah, true.
To be a dad to this girl.
Yeah, it's true.
Like that opening sequence where you see him with his daughter and he loves his daughter. I can't imagine Ben Affleck playing a dad who actually likes his kids.
Oh, well,
playing. I'm sure he's a good. I'm sure he's a great dad.
And that's why Pedro Pascal is the zaddy of the internet. Questionable to Marnie, but I think they were great performances. You're right. Bella did steal the show.
He's hotter to me in Narcos. Sorry.
He was hot in Narcos. I mean,
he's hotter to me.
Oh, yeah, I agree. He's hotter in Narcos. He's not hot in this.
He's a bit too dad for me.
I
fancy about a man being a dad. Sorry.
When you see a man with his kids, I'm not saying they're sexy, but I just think it becomes more endearing.
It's endearing, but I wasn't like, ooh.
No, I don't know. Oh, there was a few occasions with the makeup because they was having salt and pepper hair at one time and then black hair on other times, and I wasn't sure, are we moving in time or is the hair moving? But I think...
Who was the hottest person on the show, do you think?
Pedro Pascal.
I think his brother was quite hot.
No, Pedro Pascal, I'm sorry.
I think his brother was quite hot.
His brother was okay, but I'm sorry.
I think his brother was quite hot to me.
Yeah.
I think Nick Offerman looked really good as well.
He did look.
Okay.
I was like, I mean, I don't see him that way. I don't see Nicky in that way.
Okay, Nicky,
but I think he did a really great performance. The only person that wasn't...
I'm a Nicky fan. That's what I said when I was watching it. I'm a Nicky fan.
I think the other guy was a Nicky fan as well. Because I didn't see that relationship blossoming as it did.
No, that was crazy.
That was wild.
He was playing the piano and then it's just like, tries to kiss him and they kiss.
I was like,
I said,
where?
But I feel like that's maybe the unspoken language that you can speak when you are both queer. Is that like, maybe. I see in you, you want to kiss me.
I don't... Where's that in the straight community?
Sorry. If you switch those characters and it's a woman who's in that trap, the man is Nick Offerman. Oh, I'll do your dinner. Oh, can I take a shower? It's another extra 2 hours. Oh my god, this food is so good. Do you play the piano? I'm going to sing a song. He sing the song. She's absolutely kissing Nick Offerman. We're in the middle of nowhere. I haven't kissed anyone in like 4,000 years.
No, at least give me an extra day or so. That happened straight away. You met him in the ditch.
No.
You had a shower.
Not straight away, you had a shower.
can you at least let me sleep over for one night?
And then he says to him, take a shower. And I said, doesn't McCuffin stink?
No, I think it was like, no, we're gonna do the day.
No, but that's so like, ooh.
No, I don't know. I didn't see him. I mean, I just was very like, I was shocked that it happened so quickly.
He says, I'm not a whore. I'm not doing this so I can have bed and board. I was like, I would absolutely be a whore for bed and board.
Actually, in the apocalyptic,
you're gonna go out walking in the ditch again.
In the post-apocalyptic world,
pop that pussy.
Yeah. Also, what big question? How did he end up in the ditch? Or maybe he tried to like walk around and got caught. Yeah. Or wouldn't he be dead?
No, because the ditch was just a ditch.
Yeah, that part was all confusing. But I do think...
all these traps set up, and one of them... All the other traps immediately killed people. But
this one walk in, fell in the ditch. Also, no broken arms, broken legs. You fell into the ditch.
It wasn't that deep, to be fair.
No, it wasn't.
It really was. I was like, you could probably come out this if you tried. He was like, I'm hungry.
I'm like, shut up about I'm hungry. Oh god.
No, niggas woman was living good in that place. He was having steak on a nightly basis.
I was like, where are you getting this food from? Because you're self-contained, or maybe, but like the food will run out.
14 cows sat at the back.
The food will run out.
Yeah, where are you getting the steak from?
Yeah,
be real.
Yeah, come on.
Be real.
Come on. The only person I was like not too sure about like their acting was
Tess.
the lead, not Tess, the leader of the woman who was like not leading the Fireflies, the Resistance.
Wait, what?
No,
the one from Yellow Jackets.
Yeah. Oh, is that her? Yeah, I always thought
she's in Fargo as well.
She was in Friends. I think she was in.
She's very good in Fargo.
Yeah, the thing is, maybe it's because
she won a Emmy last year for
did she?
Yellow Jackets. Oh, she's Australian.
I was because her voice was it's not soft spoken. It's soft and pointed.
It's high. It's very high pitched. Yeah, very femme.
So I was thinking, oh my goodness,
it's hard to make her unsettling.
Yeah, I'm not buying what you're selling.
She's great in Yellow Jackets, so she's probably unsettling in Yellow Jackets, I think.
I didn't buy it.
But I feel like that's the thing about that episode is like once you find out, and I think about this because we're working on a show at the moment, and I feel like when you have this like that a crime has been committed and someone's hunting you, whenever you find out what the crime is, you're always like, is that it?
It's true. Why is it that we're so photosynthesized. We're so desensitized.
Photosynthesized. To becoming part.
We're so desensitized to crime, murder.
It's the end of the world. Let's be real. If you're stealing, I don't care. If you rat on me, I don't. It's dog eat dog. You better believe if it's the end of the world and it's the difference between me and my sister making it into the camp and you and your sister and your brother making it into camp, I'll do what I need to do.
Yeah, we're gonna fight.
Well, I'll do what I need to do. From behind the fence, I'll be like, I'm sorry, Shoshanna. No. I'm sorry.
No. Oh, you behind the fence. But I'll be looking for you at the behind the fence. I'm my brother turn around and be like, sorry, mate. And I'll walk off.
I'm so sorry about what happened, but it is what it is, do you know what I mean? I'll send you a nice
It's a jungle out there. Walk off.
It is dog eat dog.
It really is.
I love my friends. I'll go to the back for them.
It's kill or be killed.
But if I've got my sickly sister being like, if you don't get me to that quarantine place and I don't get my meds, I'm gonna die. Yeah, I'm ratting on whoever I need to rat on. I don't care. I'm ratting on my nan.
No.
I don't give a heck. You've lived a long time. Let somebody else have a go. I have a lot to live for.
I'm saying, like, let's not hope we're in a zombie apocalypse. A lot of these.
That's why I'm saying those shows to me. I'm like, anybody trying to be like, oh, the moral. There's no moral dilemma. I'm doing what I need to do. I don't give a heck. Yeah. When he was like, I'm a bad person because I ratted on that. I don't care. As soon as he said that, I was like, it's your little brother. You're not gonna choose a stranger over your little brother. When the woman was like, you should let your brother die. Children die all the time. Let your brother die then. No. Your brother died as well. Brothers die all the time. Now what?
No.
Grow up. Your brother had a whole life. My brother was a little boy.
I actually wish we did like a reaction podcast where I watched you react to the show, because it would be wild. Because I said they were just enjoying the show and you were there probably there going, it's not realistic. Why should I care?
I was rolling my eyes. I said, if we're doing this podcast, everybody's dying.
No, apart from Pedro.
Everybody's dying. Well, yeah, he can't die because he's the only man on the planet you can't kill.
You can't kill him.
You cannot kill him.
You can try. You can't even bite him because he's had no bites.
I'm telling you. You are not. I'm not letting you kill my sister.
No.
I'm not letting it happen. No. If the medicine exists and they say, tell me what Shoshanna's up to, I'm gonna tell you what Shoshanna's up to. No. Get me those meds. I need to protect my sister. If Shoshanna, when the police are rounding up Shoshanna, I'd be like, I can't believe it.
I
look you dead in the eye. I can't believe
you're pretending like you can rat, and I will be able to just stand there going, like, take me.
You're not gonna know it was me.
No, I'll find out.
I'll be stood next to you when they come. I'll be like, who is it? Peter stood right next to Jesus, be like, huh? What, Judas? Huh? What's going on? That's gonna be
How dare you?
I'm gonna give you a little smooch on the cheek, and the next thing you know, you're
done.
Everyone's like, whoa, what happened? I'm like, same. I have no clue. Well, I'm packing my bag, getting ready. This is crazy.
Please do not forget that betrayals happen from the biblical times when Jesus betrayed Jesus.
Yeah. And Peter said, I don't know that man 3 times. Everybody was betrayed everybody. Yeah. That was the apocalypse for them. They said, we're not going to survive this. They're riding us all up. If
that is not your lesson to be like, keep your friends close to your enemies real close.
Judas said, I'm tired of this. I want to go home. Everybody's giving me bad name because of this Jesus thing. Collect Jesus and let me go to my house, please.
I'm finished.
Please.
I'm finished.
And that'll be me. Hello, Fedra. Yeah, whatever you want to know, I'll tell you. I'm not trying to stay
I'll be like, no, I'm going Firefly. Get her. I'm Fireflying this. Get her.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't join the resistance at all. I'm sorry. The resistance didn't explain to me what they do. No, that's good.
I don't know what they're doing.
They seem just as bad as Spider. I'm not trying to.
I'll be honest.
I'm not trying to.
I want to join Joel's team, but I'm not on that image. I'm not on the key art, so I know I'm gonna die.
I'm not joining Joel. Let me be head of Phaedra. Let me be whatever they were. I want to be protected.
I want to be the medical specialist. So when that woman said, "Please just take me home," I want to be her because she said.
Yeah, what happened to that woman?
No, we never
that was 2003. She died the next day.
The end is night. Bomb everyone.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not even trying to beat in the apocalypse. As soon as they say the apocalypse is happening, let me pack my bags. I'm ready to go. I'm going to go sit in traffic. Whatever car comes first, hit me. I'm not trying to live. I'm not trying to pack my a little knapsack to go to the quarantine zone, hoping I make it in. Otherwise, they're gonna kill. No, I don't want to live that bad. I'm so sorry. Let me go to the promised land. Father, I've tried. Oh my God. Do you think zombies go to heaven or no? They're not trying to be evil.
We're now moving on because.
But do you think zombies go to heaven?
They're 100% going to hell.
What? But they didn't ask to be zombies.
I'm sorry.
Let me get this straight. I get bit by a zombie.
They're here to kill.
I die. The version of me dies. Now I'm just a zombie. You're saying the version of me that's died is also going to hell. I'm not me anymore.
I don't know. This is a question you have to ask God.
Yeah. Because I'm asking
I'm not God. All I know is that
you have a chat with him and let me know.
I'll let you know. But all I know is that zombies, if they're here to kill, destroy, and eat people, hell.
But they're basically animals.
So animals go. We've had debates about
animals. I'm sorry, I don't believe animals go to hell because they don't have. I
don't think animals go to hell either. But the ones that maul people and kill them, 100%.
They're not able to repent. They don't know that they've sinned. How can they go hell?
Oh, it's another question for another day. I don't have the time. Please pick up.
I'm not going Bible study just to ask this question. When I was in Bible study, that one time I went, I said, I remember they were talking about if you kill someone, they're going to hell. And I said, what about if you kill a rat?
Don't do this.
And I'm not even the leader.
Rat. You mean a human? An animal rat or someone who is a rat? Because they're two different things.
Both. No. Yeah. A rat and an animal. And the leader said, huh? And I said, what if you kill an animal? What if you kill a rat? And he said...
Wait, in the Bible...
He did not give me an answer.
But in the Bible, they were expected to kill animals to eat.
Yeah, but I'm not eating the rat.
No, that one I can't help you with. Go and pray to God.
So all exterminators are going to hell. Biology. All exterminators
No, I don't think so.
That's why I stopped going to Bible study, because I said, this is a very simple question.
We have been created as humans.
If I kill a mouse, am I going to jail? Yes or no?
No, I don't think so. Because as long as you repented with your heart and believe
I didn't
repent with your heart and believe with your mouth that God...
I meant to kill the rat.
I don't know. I think... Are you going to repent afterwards?
I meant to kill the rat.
Well, some people are meant to do things, but they repent.
Why am I repenting? I wanted the rat to die. It was that or the rat. It was me or the rat.
All animals are safe during the recording of Scripts and Giggles, just to add.
Whoever can answer this question, please
I'm not saying you have to answer
it, but someone must know the answer.
All I know is this, there's some people that are in prison who have killed people and they repent and they're going to heaven. So, You can use that analogy.
So Jeffrey Dahmer's going to heaven.
I don't know what he did in his final days. But based on what he did in his life...
That's so funny.
He may be in hell right now.
We really don't know what he did in his final days. I think it's messed up that you could just suddenly the day before decide to be a good person and be...
That's why you have things like the last rites. Not saying that everyone who has the last rites are... Anyway, this has gone down a different avenue. We're on a different path. We've talked about our ratings.
Yeah. I've said 3. You've said 17 out of 10.
No, I said 4. I think I was pleasantly surprised with how I enjoyed it. And maybe it's a Pedro effect. But then that being said, I stopped watching it for Pedro.
And what did you start watching it for?
The story and see where things were going. The
story was so boring.
Yeah, but I think I was with hope that every episode that something's going to happen.
I also feel like, this is my last criticism, I actually wish that quest had developed over all of those over every episode.
I completely agree.
Because it was truly just the same quest it didn't change or morph in any way.
It needed better cliffhangers between each episode.
Yeah, and I think actually it might have been interesting if it's like, okay, the quest is this, but now there's a side quest which is this before we can get to that or something.
Which I think it will develop
which is
further.
What the game would have been like.
Yeah, I think it would develop further in series 2. I don't know if there's a series 2 of the game.
Yeah, series 2 is based on the second game.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. I think I don't know if I'll watch the new season straight away. We may review it. Who knows? But yeah, that's been The Last of Us.
And we've been your hosts,
Shoshanna
and Marnie.
And now that's The Last of Us talking about it, and we're now moving on to our review for next week.
Swarm. Buzz. There's not that sound in the show, by the way.
Is it? I saw the trailer for it. I'm very excited.
Oh yeah! If you want to see girls, if you want to see boys, if you want to see Beyonce, if you want to see Justin Bieber, budget Justin Bieber. There's gonna, if you like pop culture, I think you're gonna like this show.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And if you don't like pop culture, I think you're gonna like this show because I actually feel like the pop culture commentary falls flat. But
yeah,
we'll talk about it next week.
Swarm is on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Donald Glover's first or second.
I thought he done a film with Amazon with Rihanna.
He has an overall deal with Amazon now. So this is like the first thing in his overall deal. The film with Rihanna is, I don't think, fell under that. No. Okay. Also, of course, he has Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The ill-fated Mrs. and Mrs. Smith, in which he got rid of Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Well, sorry, that's not the story. I am exaggerating. Phoebe walked away due to creative differences. Is the story.
Because he was supposed to be Mr. and she was supposed to be Mrs.
He is still Mr.
I couldn't imagine.
Someone else is Mrs.
I can't imagine in any world.
She also has an overall deal with Amazon.
Oh, interesting.
Which is, I think, why Amazon probably paired the two of them up.
Okay. Because in my head, couldn't imagine a world where Phoebe and Donald's...
I can't imagine a world where Phoebe is married to Donald Glover.
Yeah, exactly.
I can imagine a world where Donald Glover is married to Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Oh, yes. I think Donald Glover imagines a world where he's married to Phoebe Waller-Bridge. That's her name.
And on that note...
Yeah.
This has been Slips and...
Nipples.
Nipples is good. Slips and Nipples is for our drunken... So the live show is where we will drink a bottle of vodka and then try and host the pod.
There wouldn't even be slips. It'll be all over the place.
And nipples everywhere.
No, goodness me.
It's at a pool as well.
Yeah.
That's a pool party.
And then we record it and we put on the Patreon.
Yeah. And only our most prized listeners will be at the actual event. And they'll get to see our real, true forms. I am a goat in real life. And Shoshanna...
Go on, what am I?
Is a pony.
I'm so done. Wow, it's been a really fun one. I've really enjoyed discussing this with us.
Pony. You're actually not a pony.
I'm not a pony.
You're
in my head, when you said pony, I was like, My Little Ponies, My Little Ponies.
You're actually a panda.
Don't mind.
You're more of a panda, and I actually am a goat. Actually, no. What is a Capricorn?
It's a goat.
Capricorn's a goat?
I think so, yeah. They're supposed to be stubborn.
But Aries is a goat.
Oh, what's a stubborn one? Bull?
Goat. Do you know? Look it up right now.
I don't do star signs.
I think you're a crab.
I don't know.
Capricorn is a crab.
You think?
Yeah, it's not a water sign. It's a water sign. It's not a... Or an air sign.
You're just talking words to me.
You would know if you were a fire sign. Trust me.
I don't need to know if I'm on fire sign. I'm on fire.
That's how I know your air sign. Because you're trying it.
Oh,
what's a Capricorn? It's a crab.
Capricorn. Oh, sign.
Crab.
Symbol. I don't like all this nonsense.
Crab.
Goat. Sea goat.
What is a sea goat? Google sea goat right now. What is that?
Sea goat.
That's not even a real animal. That's not a real animal. See? There's no real pictures. It's not real.
It's some flipping unicorn.
But type in ram. That's a real animal.
That's maybe your ram. Yes, yes. What's it? Oh, no.
No, ram the animal. Ram data.
Yeah. Ram animal.
Yeah.
Do you know what? You can have that. Yeah. For me, I'm a child of God. That's my sign.
You're a child of goat.
My sign is a cross.
Ooh.
And on that note, this has been Scripts and Giggles with Shoshanna.
I am Marnie Michaels, and I demand to be let into the quarantine zone. And if you don't make me a leader, general, high commander, I will burn this city to the ground.
All right then.
Thank you.
Bye.
I am going to survive.